One of the biggest things that we haven't touched on is a transaction coordinator. That has really helped me. That has been the biggest change, the biggest breakthrough, I guess, in my business.
Welcome to Success Superstars, episode number 132, your place for inspiration, motivation, and the blueprint for success for peak performers just like you. My special guest today, Helen Hackworth. Helen, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, you're so welcome. So excited for the audience to hear about you and your success. And normally I start, why real estate? What did you do before real estate and how did you get into it?
So I was a teacher, elementary school teacher for 12 years, which is challenging in its own right. And I feel right now for all the teachers going back to school, this year has got to be a nightmare. So my heart goes out to them right now. But I reached a point where I knew it was time to do something that we all do with careers. And my mind went back to a time, probably 5 years prior to that, when I thought about going into real estate, but I had young kids at home. And I just knew it wasn't the time. So at that time, my kids were both gone. We were empty nesters. And I thought, I've got the time to do the classes. I've got the time to invest in this. And I did it and did it quickly and hit the ground running.
And never looked back?
Never looked back.
Yeah.
Especially not this school year.
I'm glad you mentioned the teachers this year. Not only do they have a big struggle, but even the parents who are learning how to be teachers, and many of them, I noticed I had a couple of friends on Facebook that were just saying, I'm not a teacher. I don't know what to do. I'm so grateful for teachers, but I'm forced into this new role. And, so everyone is adapting.
It's got to be tough. It's tough on everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, for that, as we roll into real estate a little bit, how have you adapted during this period of COVID?
My business has not slowed down. It has been better than ever. But my husband was furloughed. And so I have been so grateful. He was furloughed for about 3 months. He's working again, but I was so grateful for my steady business. And I would attribute that to staying in touch with my sphere and my past clients and all those kinds of things. And just still getting out there and doing my normal day to day.
Yeah, and of course the lowest mortgage rates in history is helping a little bit as well, right?
Helped a lot.
Yeah. Now, as you transitioned into real estate from being a teacher, there's a lot of similarities there. We do teach first-time home buyers. We teach buyers and sellers how the process works. Have you brought over a lot of those transferable skills?
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite things is teaching new home buyers. And I'm in the process of putting together a new home buyer class to start implementing that and add that into my business. I don't have that yet, but that's on my radar for sure. I love people to understand the process. I don't want anyone to get into something they don't understand or know why they're signing a certain thing or, all of that. I love explaining it. And it's also led me into mentoring. I'm one of our JPAR mentors. And I knew when I joined JPAR and heard about the mentorship program, I wanted to be a part of that. And so I did that just about a year ago.
Yeah. So for those in the audience who are listening, we have 55 certified mentors across the JPAR brokerage who pour into our associates that are coming into the industry. And you're one of those that just excels. And so tell us about that. What do you enjoy about helping new agents move into the business?
I enjoy, I've only been in real estate 5 years. And so I still remember what it was like, those first few contracts you had to write and you weren't really sure what went in what blank and what all forms you needed. And, I still remember what I wish I had or what I appreciate that I had. And so I bring that to the table with me. One big thing I like to do is just real world stuff. So if I get a low appraisal on a listing I bring the appraisal in, we learn how to read an appraisal. If I have a listing appointment, I invite mentees to come with me. If I do an open house, I invite them to come with me so that they are there and they can see. I sign up a new buyer, they're free to shadow me. So I often have shadows with me when I'm working, but I enjoy that. And I think that's the piece that's missing. When you go through real estate school, you get all the book training, but you don't get the what do I actually say when I'm in front of a client, and how do I respond when they ask certain questions, and how do I explain the forms to them?
Right.
So I do enjoy that and bring that with me to the table. Yeah.
Well, and we know from science, the third party teach, when you have to teach someone else, you learn it and have a command of it so much
Yes.
better than when you don't have to
Yes.
teach it to somebody, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
now that knowledge and that experience, because you have been such a great third party teacher, that's led us to identify you recently, and we offered you support broker role inside the brokerage, and you're now helping agents all over the brokerage with some of their most challenging broker support issues.
Yeah, so that has been fun. I've been doing it, I think about 2-3 weeks now.
I think it's just about 3 weeks now we've had you on the team, and
Yeah,
we're so
yeah.
blessed.
Yeah, yeah. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's interesting. It keeps me on my toes. I do occasionally, look something up on Trek or get a second opinion from another broker.
Right.
There's no way to know it all. Nobody knows it all. And so it's nice to collaborate and be able to see and help people just be the best in their business.
Well, what's amazing for those of the folks listening in that aren't with JPAR, we have a less than 2-hour response time. So if one of our associates needs broker support, in many cases they get a call from one of our broker support teams within 15 minutes. That's an unparalleled service in the industry, and
Yes.
I'm so proud that you're part of that
Yes.
team. Now,
Yeah, I think they pride themselves on that response time, and I am proud to be a part of that as well.
Yeah, and our associates appreciate it because they're out there many times feeling isolated, alone. They may be on the road, and being able to reach out and get a hold of somebody right away is such an important tool. Now,
Yes.
as we kind of talk more about the sales part of real estate, what are some of the things that you share with your mentees? Some of the things that you do personally to maintain your sales momentum?
Well, I have several systems in place. I know you're big on systems, and you are right when you coach people about those. I learned early on, you have to have some systems in place to make sure that things happen. You get caught up in the day-to-day and you forget some of the details of it all. So I do have, like monthly checklists, things I do at month end, update databases and magazine lists and things like that. And then I have weekly to-do list and daily to-do list. I start each day with a list of things for that day, and that helps me. One of the biggest things that we haven't touched on is a transaction coordinator. That has really helped me. That has been the biggest change, the biggest breakthrough, I guess, in my business. A few months ago, hired a transaction coordinator, and it has been fabulous. I thought I would have a little trouble letting go, as a lot of agents, I think, would share that same feeling. But it has been, once I did it, it's been life-changing. I'm not going back.
And we know that each file takes about 15 hours of work just around the paperwork. And so
Right.
when we can automate, eliminate, or delegate, so you can get onto the higher and best use of your time. We have a great service here at JPAR. We partner with Transactly, which is the nation's leading nationwide transaction coordinated service. You can check it out at jpartc.com, jpartc.com. Check it out and delegate those 15 hours of files so you can spend more time on building business momentum. So now that you've delegated that time away, what have you done? What are some of the systems you do to stay in front of clients?
Well, that is the biggest use of my time, really. The biggest thing I spend time on is staying in front of clients. My business is probably, I know it's about 90% referral based. So I do a lot to stay in touch with past clients, sphere, friends, their family, the whole thing. I do American Lifestyle Magazine. I know several agents do that as well. Goes out every other month to those in my sphere. I do pop buys. I'm actually putting one together for this week. About every other month, I'll do some pop buys.
Tell
I
us
do
about,
client
tell us what a
appreciation
pop buy
events.
is. Tell us what a pop buy is and what you do.
Pop buys are fun for me. It's the elementary school teacher in me, I guess, thinks it's fun to create a little gift, a small gift with either like a seasonal saying or, for example, I did Easter cookies at Easter time and create a little tag about Easter. Of course, include my business card, and I just leave it on their front porch. Send them a text that I've left them something. And, so it doesn't take a lot of time. It's quick. If I happen to run into someone, of course, I stay and talk for a moment, but it's really a quick just, I'm thinking of you, and you want them to be thinking of you, the agent, as well, and staying top of mind. So I'm about to do one with some popsicles for summer, but
Plus
just a
it gets you out
small
and about
little
in the
token you
neighborhood
leave.
too, right?
It does. It does. And so I will be driving around town in the next day or two.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I do those. I do birthday cards, Christmas cards, and then I stay in touch on social media with them. I saw the other day I had a client who was expecting a baby, so I went and bought a baby gift, sent it in the mail, and there you go. Those kind of things go a long way.
Well, as we wrap up this episode, if your group of mentees was here or a group of new agents, is there one piece of advice? Is there one thing that you would tell them they absolutely need to master?
Staying top of mind. That's been key for me.
Not being a secret agent.
Exactly. Don't forget about them after the closing.
Right. Well, there we go. Well, Helen, we are so blessed to have you as part of the brokerage, on our support team, on our mentorship, leadership council, and as an agent associate representing at the highest level in your marketplace. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, and we'll see you soon on another episode of Success Superstars.